Today's lesson for class 12, drainage of India. Now, drainage means the different important rivers that flow over India, important points about each of the rivers, like from where they begin, that is source of the rivers, where they join the sea or where they enter the sea, that is mouth of the river, areas over which they flow, and the important characteristics or a unique identifying feature of the individual rivers. Now, before we go to the different rivers, the first part of the chapter deals with two sets of differences. As you can see over here, the first set, antecedent and consequent. The difference between antecedent and consequent, that's the first set of difference. Second set of difference, Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. So coming first to the antecedent rivers. The word antecedent means the rivers that were formed or the rivers that existed before the formation of the Himalayan range. Now, it may sound a little strange that how did the rivers flow even after the Himalayas were created or formed? They cut across deep gorges in Himalayas, in the mountain ranges, and they continued their flow. Two examples are given over here, as you can see, Indus and Ganga. Both begin or both are considered to be the Himalayan river system. Consequent. Now, the word consequent comes from the word consequence, which means result. These rivers, they were not there before the upliftment. They developed as a consequence, as a result of the slope of the land. So they follow the slope of the land and they do not cut any deep gorges. They have rather very broad valleys over which they flow. Two examples, Godavari River, Mahanadi River. In fact, all peninsular rivers are examples of consequent. Similarly, all Himalayan rivers are examples of antecedent. Now, the next set of difference as we come across, Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Point number one, under Himalayan rivers, larger in number, not the length, not the size, but the number of rivers are more in the Himalayan region, whereas in the peninsular region, the number of rivers are less, smaller in number. Next point, they create deep gorges, as discussed in the antecedent rivers. Whenever they have to flow over the Himalayan range, they have to cut deep gorges. That's what they have done. But the peninsular rivers, they flow in shallow valleys. They do not cut deep gorges, but they flow in shallow, broad valleys. Third point, the Himalayan rivers have a large catchment area. Now, the meaning of catchment is the area from where the rivers get their water. That is catchment. The Himalayan rivers, each of them, they have a large catchment area. That is, the area from where they get their water is large, big in area, in size. Whereas for the peninsular rivers, their catchment areas is small. Point number 4, they are still in their youthful age. They keep on eroding. They keep on moving very fast and very swift. Whereas the peninsular rivers, they have attained their maturity level, maturity age. The last and the final point, peninsular rivers are perennial. Why they are perennial? Because they are snow fed. They get their water from melting snow. Whereas the peninsular rivers are seasonal. You can also write down non-perennial because they are rain fed. They depend upon rainfall for their water. One small theory that we have over here, Indo-Brahm theory. Now, no questions will come in your IC from this theory. Just know it. We will just touch upon this theory, that according to this theory, there was one big river carrying the water of all the three main rivers. So it was a huge river which dismembered. Dismembered means they divided into what we now call as the Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra, the main three rivers of India, because of the upliftment of the Himalayas. Now, in the next part, we will be dealing with the Himalayan river system. Today, we will be dealing only with the Indus and its tributaries.